All you see is a black screen. Oh no! I opened all those packs with a blank screen. Opening a bunch of packs. I opened like, what, 35 packs? Whoops. Alright, new set came out. We're starting with the Speed Demon. It sounds like a good name for the start of the set, right? I opened a bunch of packs, but forgot to record it because the screen was black, because OBS doesn't like me. So, it's a 5-mana 5/5, flying triple, start your engines. Start your engines is the same as tempt the ring, basically. So once you start the engines once, it stays at 1 forever, and you can't ever get slower. It's just up to 4, and then you're just at 4. So I'm running the majority of things in mono black you can run that start your engines, and the other way to do it, other than having a card that says that, is to make your opponent lose life. Doesn't seem too difficult, although I don't have a lot of ways to directly impact my opponent's life total without smacking him in the face as mono black. This is also standard Brawl, where it gives me much more of an excuse to run the new cards instead of just a new commander and then no new cards at all outside of it. So I'm just going to start with standard. And yep, so starting your engines lets you draw more and more cards. It's like Phyrexian Arena triggers. This does not protect itself, it does not get haste or anything, and it's just at 5 mana, so kind of vulnerable. Extremely vulnerable, in my opinion, actually. But we gotta try. So I'm not gonna go over every new card, but there's a bunch of lands that start your engines just by simply entering. Some nice 1/1s, a removal spell, some other random stuff thrown in there from the new set. Craft all that nonsense. Alright, send it. What does this do? It is annoying. So let's play... It sets me up for better turns in the future. But I would like to cast... well, just more of that kind of thing right now, actually. Of course this doesn't work. Yeah, we're just gonna play this. Opponent's reading Preacher of the Schism. That's weird. It's like the most played black card in the standard right now, so... Interesting. Another creature that doesn't die to cut down. Although it doesn't really... I don't know what this does here in this matchup. That's a good draw. I love to see that. Oh, my opponent played Kimball in against the only card in my deck that makes tokens, so that makes sense. Yeah. Why not? Why not? Why not? Only card that makes tokens in my deck, and it's only half the time, but yep, of course. My bad. Sitting here thinking it didn't matter. Silly me. I'm so silly. Okay, well... let's take the Bitter Triumph. Because I want to. Okay. Okay. What's the verdict? Here's some beep boop noises that sound annoying. I don't know what you mean. The Embalm artifact makes tokens? Oh, I guess, yeah. But if you bring up another card, me complaining makes less sense. So I would appreciate it if you did not do that. Alright. I don't know how casting my commander is that bad. It draws 2 But I think Phyrexian Arena is just better in this exact spot. Because this game is not going to end because I drew 2 cards for 5 mana. This exile, did that matter? Or not really. I will most assuredly cut down their commander if they cast it. Yeah, this is standard Brawl, so I have an excuse to play as many new cards as possible. Alright, now we can play our commander, I think. Because I'm not too upset when it becomes a dedge. For some reason I didn't anticipate that. That is a problem. That's a severe, extreme problem. Do I swing first? I think I do. Right? Yeah, because I'm not ever like... Yeah. Okay, so we play this. Of course, it misses. Why wouldn't it? Play this. And pass the turn. Right? Or do we play the Bronco? Nope, I just pass. They let me trigger my commander. Wow. Okay, yeah. I suppose they lost the opportunity to when they cast the... They didn't cast Edict there. Well, I mean, it's too late now. It's too late now. Yeah, that was kind of huge that I got to draw 3 there. I didn't expect to. Obviously, blocking is mandatory. Alright, so I have to Season of Loss for 2. Play land, play random thing. So I have a tutor for the best card of my deck, but I don't know what it is. My commander made a boot beat noise. Yeah, it has a habit of doing that. Discard the Bronco, because I just literally can't play it. Alright, so we want to exile this, because this could just kill me as an enchantment. Do I have a way to exile that? I don't think I do. I don't think there's an exile card in my deck. No, there doesn't... Alright, let's take a second here. No, there's no exiling that card. So it's just going to slowly kill me, basically, for the rest of this game. Oh, I can feed the Swarm it. Okay, never mind. I can destroy the enchantment side of it. Kinda meh, but I have to. That card will literally kill me. So... And I don't think I want to play the... Actually, you know what? I will play this. 2 life is worth a card here in this exact spot, in my opinion. It's also a card I probably couldn't cast, so if they flash this back, I'm surprisingly happy. End step, if you gain life this turn... Okay. So Phyrexian Obliterator is nice. Let's make a demon. Let's Not swing. And yep. Okay, this is me losing to a 2-min enchantment. Untapped. Sure. Not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. Okay. It's just tempting the One Ring. Like, you get speed when they lose life, and that's about it. I will take my Shieldred. And I will gain some life. I will not cast my commander, because I don't want to die. There's nothing I can do about that. Oh, maybe I wanted to crack this. That's fine, that's fine. Sure. They're running out of life to play with, which is nice. They kind of have a crazy game so far. Alright, well, maybe they're not running out as much life as I thought. Has to be Shieldred. There is a 1/1 in my graveyard. I guess I'll embalm it. So my opponent has a lot of life, actually. Never mind. I said they were running out of life. They're clearly not. The life totals have been juggling back and forth this game quite significantly. It looks like my card draw is starting to take over. This costs 4 life now instead of 2. Opponent immediately finds a relevant spell on the top. Or not. That is not good enough. Or is it? It might be good enough. Hold on. Let's keep the pressure going. Get wrecked. Yes. Sweet game. Sweet game. So they go to 2. They're actually... Oh, no, they are just dead. They are straight up dead because they didn't deal with this. They lose 2 life, and then they untap. They go to their draw, and then they die that way. They gain 1 life from Shield Druid entering, which is 4, so not enough. Sweet. Oh, also this, when I gain life. They were just dead on board anyways, right? I gain life off of this on my end step, and then this triggers and they die. Sweet game. Crazy game. The best game. 30 cards. I had 19 left. Yeah, nuts. Absolutely nuts. Okay, well, we're looking like, might not be playing a new card this game. Who knows? Do I minus on this? Probably. Do I? Yeah. Yeah, well, sure. I don't know if there's any haste, but I'm still swinging. Can't stop me. We got an engine to start. So my opponent gave me the mana to cast my commander, which to me is unusual. I think I'll get rid of Slasher, actually. Alright, look at that. Drawn cards. 5 mana, draw 2, lose 2 life. That's what it's done so far. And then proceeded to die. Yep. Sounds about right. Okay. So... this dying lets me recast it. They did not minus it. I think they were looking for land there too. So, Shield Druid again. Bask in my 5/6 embalmed Shield Druid. Bask, I say. Alright, they drew a land for the turn. Surely there's no answer to Shield Druid existing. I'm not gonna block. Seems like I'm just winning by not blocking. Alright, good, good. Okay, that's a little meh. I can technically put 2 creatures in play and then cast Rankle's Prank, but that seems ridiculous. I think I'm actually just going to make my opponent discard 2 cards and lose 4 life. So 4 life, discard. And then they trigger their stuff, which is okay. We get the tiny bones here. And I can't attack, but my opponent is going to struggle to do much at 5 life, maybe? Drawing and discarding is not the best idea here. Roaming Throne does not seem like a winning move here. They named Shark, or Pirate Shark. Everything I have actually has Death Touch too. I mean, I'm just gonna block. So they're dead. This draws 2. So they go to 1. Yeah. Cool. Alright, well, we can't say our commander did nothing. It actually did draw 2 cards, but like I said, it's probably going to die every time I play it. Isn't that a good thing? Don't you want a drug when you have diabetes? Like insulin? Ketchermost sounds like insulin? What? Okay, this is not the new one. That's lame. It's not the new one. I'll keep this in. What does this do? Do I care enough to kill that? Honestly? Not really. Ghost Vacuum. I'm a little surprised my opponent chose to just not cast their commander. I'm actually incredibly surprised they chose not to cast their commander. So... okay, I'll just play this. See if I can't make them miserable. Doppelgang is a card I don't want to play against, so... I mean, this doesn't have haste or anything, right? It has... does it have Ward 1? Twice. So I can't just... oh. Never mind, get wrecked. Alright, engine's on 2. And we will feed the swarm this enchantment at this point. Because my opponent invested a fair amount of mana to it. It's fine. Can't say it's wrong. Oh, what does this do? Well, it can't bounce my creature, so it probably draws a card. Yeah, figured. So in this spot, I will swing? No, we'll just play our commander. The window's available, so... honestly, I might have wanted to attack there. Maybe. So they get 2 birds when they bounce everything. I can't really say that's a very scary thing to happen. Like, this doesn't seem that good. I suppose I won't cast my commander because I'm full of cards. Desecration Demon is very satisfying, but so is just attacking my opponent's hand again, because they let me do that, so I'm going to do that. Alright. Nada. They can't block, right? No. So Season of Loss here is pretty nice. Is this something I need to concern myself with? No, not yet at least. So I can Sudoku my board. Oh wait, this is non-token, right? Yeah, so this always gets the Overlord. Engines on 3. We're getting there. Getting there. Oh my goodness. Which means I can actually tap this for 2. Almost have a soul land in play. Look at that. Ho ho. Ho ho ho. Opponent's still not casting loot. Interesting. So they're going to have 5 creatures in play. Season of Loss looking pretty nice, maybe? I don't know why they would not cast this. Might as well. No, they do not cast it. That is kind of interesting. Alright, well, I'm going all in. A double block would be kind of nice. I imagine they want to double block. Because these creatures aren't... Yeah, there we go. I'm a noob. Oh yeah, well, at least it's not my birthday. Get wrecked. Imagine having birthdays. Alright, so we're at speed 4. Haven't had that happen yet. This taps for 2 now. I can draw discard. Obliterator. And... well, that means I can't cast anything else. Does that matter? Might be too late. I think Obliterator in this spot is just like a huge problem. Ah. No, no. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I should have played Gonti pre-combat, but I wasn't thinking too hard about it. It's fine. I think I'm still just extremely far ahead. So they can choose one, or is it all of them? Each creature exiled with this. Okay, so they can get that thing whenever they choose. Send in the loot. Yep, they're sending the loot. Beginning of your upkeep. Alright, which is creature and enchantment. That's it, right? Yeah, it's just creature and... no, creature and artifact. So it only gets 2. I will go to combat. Actually, let me tutor up a card that probably wins the game. What is that card? Vein Ripper, if it resolves. I mean, Shieldred probably wins. Gix is a huge problem. I think Shieldred's the right pick here. Alright, do you sack something to the demon? Probably. Love to see it. And swing. They didn't block, not even with the Charming Scoundrel? That seems weird to me. Land and... ooh. Alright, so we have our lethal threat, quote-unquote, next turn. And... yep, I'll just play this random 1/1. We actually can sink mana into it, so it does actually kill them next turn. I mean, they're dead next turn for a multitude of reasons, but... the Ghost Vacuum is not going to save them. Overlord isn't going to save them. Roxanne isn't going to save them. They can kill Gonti. And then... Roxanne the 1/1. Sack to the 7/7. Keep Shieldred from attacking. So there is actually a way to not let me attack, but that I don't see a good way to kill Shieldred at the same time. So yeah, they're not doubling up, which I probably would have done to kill Shieldred here. I think that had to happen, and it's not happening. Yeah, then they probably killed Gonti. Yeah, I think they needed to kill Shieldred here. I think. They're going to 2. I wish you happy birthday just now. What do you mean? What do you mean? Alright, so I think I'm killing my opponent with their own card here. And so I have 1, 2, 3, 9. That's pretty cool. Love to see it. And I can't swing with Shieldred. That does not seem reasonable. Actually, maybe I can. My opponent... yeah, alright. I'm going to send it. Just send it. They did not sacrifice their token to block... Or, oh, wait. Alright. It's kind of the same as just blocking. Sure. If they did block, they would still die here, so yep. Looks like the shielded attack was correct. Those would have been very, 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 very good. I'm gonna play creature here, actually. I think this is better. I don't need this, right? So. Opponent chose to straight up not cast their commander. I don't get it. Let's get rid of Shield Edict, I think, at this point. Yeah, we probably just get rid of Shield Edict. I think. Actually, we could just straight up get rid of Shieldred. They do kind of the same thing. And if Virtue turns on, then... well, then I have that. What did they discard? Okay. Opponent still not casting their commander. Weird. Alright, well, if they don't answer Phyrexian Arena, I win this game. This back and forth removal tribal thing. Reckless Cottage. Alright, well that works once, and then it doesn't work again. And again, my opponent's just doing this instead of anything more meaningful, in my opinion. Kind of weird, so I want to do this for 5. Actually, I'm going to play it on this side. I'm going to play it on this side here. I think I have time. I think I have time. Especially if they just do nothing again. Okay. Does my opponent get rid of the last card in their hand? They do, well. Four, 5, 6. I have to discard the swamp. What? What? They were just about to discard the... Alright. Am I winning? I'm doing alright. My opponent was literally about to discard that card, so I'm a little... I'm incredibly confused, actually. That was weird. Alright, well, my opponent's hand is empty, and I don't want to die, so I am going to commit to making the demon. I could even Virtue the Demon, but I don't see much of a reason. They're in top deck mode. I'm drawing 2 cards and gaining life here, so... Yep. I don't really know. They just didn't cast their commander for like 2 turns. Ketramos is probably the best thing in the game. At least in Standard. Would not be surprised if it was the best commander in Standard immediately. I would not be surprised at all, actually. That is a Healer's Hawk. Okay, yeah, neat. Whenever you gain life, blah, 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 sure. So I assume they play that, and then I have a Edict on a Healer's Hawk. Not the most exciting thing to do. What do I think of the new set? Well, so far I like it. I don't have any quarrels with it or anything. I've only played it for like 5 minutes. It's not working all that well in Historic Brawl? Well, Historic Brawl, I don't know. I'm playing Standard just because I want to play with the new cards and stuff. It just forces you to play with as many new cards as possible. So I'm just playing that. They also sacrificed their commander, which to me is probably completely insane, but who knows. And... alright. So far, it doesn't look like I have any new cards. No new cards yet. They could run Ketramos in this, though. So, playing Gonti next turn feels... well, I mean, it feels like the only thing I can do, so... going to do it. Cruelty of Gix finding me an answer to the board looks like... oh, the thing we're going to be doing. The Enduring Innocence is a huge problem, though. Yeah, Gonti looks pretty cool. It was between Gonti and the Speed Demon, but the name Speed Demon just feels fulfilling for the first commander of the set to play. It's all about speed. This attack is just to trigger the Pride Mate. Yes, alright. I don't envision this killing my 3-2 here or anything. They could have played a creature pre-combat. This comes back and done a second creature post-combat. Alright, never mind. Of course I have an answer. Silly mate, I forgot. It is Standard after all. Alright, well, I'm almost already dead. That's cool. Let's play this. Opponent will essentially never run out of creatures. Opponent top decked a Reanimate spell. Nope. So there's 5 creatures. I can get a sweeper that kills 5 creatures. 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't do both sides of this. But the Enduring Innocence is just going to keep my opponent in this game, when they otherwise would not be in this game still. Or my opponent just top deck Shieldred. That works too. So, Gonti, or does anything else work at all? A life-linking creature? What am I at? I'm at 3. Maybe I should get a... alright. So... giant demon. I like the sound effects of speed. Opponent does stone cold nothing. Okay, you got it. Send it. Okay. They did not kill the thing that gained life there. And I'm not totally sure why. I can lose 2 life. I'm gonna name Phyrexian. Draw 2 cards. What else am I doing? This has to be right. This is sketchy, though. This is super sketchy. But my whole everything ever is sketchy, so... I don't feel like I have a choice. Yeah, like, I'm drawing unplayables. I don't know. I'm very surprised they did not kill the poisoner. Very surprised. It's weird to me. I have to swing with said poisoner, or I am dead. And yeah, alright. Okay. If I play Gix, I can't really swing with Gix. This is looking bad. Okay, I actually do have a demon though. Almost forgot. I do have a demon, so I can activate the Unholy Berberer. I am literally walking a tightrope right now. Does that kill me? Not outright. Okay, well, person gets Shieldred. Do they have a land? No land? Love to see it. Gain 3 life here. Oh boy. Yeah, stack my triggers the right way. No, that's for weaklings. We don't stack triggers right. So we play Tiny Bones, and we give it haste. Okay, we do not give it haste because I don't have the thing going. Kind of tragic, actually. Opponent just straight up takes it. Discard X cards. Steal from my opponent's library. There's no reason to do that right now, I don't think. Do I have my own Shieldred still? 4? And then play... Whoa, they gave up? I exile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards with Gix. I steal 6 cards out of my opponent's library. It's pretty likely that one of those cards gains me life. Alright, it's the Dummy Mummy. Sure, sure. Nothing new there. Let's keep this, I guess. No, 1 drop. Opponent, what are you doing? Oh, it keeps the Duskmourn board, though. That's cool. look at the top 5. Sure. So I want to play a land, please. Thank you. Goodness. This Gix. Can't really go wrong with casting Gix, now can you? Look at him. Look at him sit there. Look at him sit there. Being his best self. Wait, is he actually just huge? Is he just like 10 feet tall, 18 feet tall? I didn't notice that. Patchwork banner? Alright. We're gaming. We are gaming. Oh, they have to choose a type, not a color. Alright, that's not as gaming as I thought. They did not choose the forced trade. I don't know what this attack is, but I'm not going to bump into random nonsense, so... Play a land. I can play Rankle's Prank. Probably just mana here. Yeah, this is the best thing ever to do, I think. I gotta remember this is a sorcery speed spell. I keep forgetting it's not. Alright, play your 5/8 Eldrazi. Sure. I find that to be interesting. Alright, so we named Phyrexian again. For Phyrexian Obliterator mainly. Play my ETB before it doesn't work. Gets around a protection spell too, actually. Alright. We're definitely in cyber bully territory here. I think I was right. I think we're in cyber bully territory. Oh, wait, nope, they're back. Oh, Gix, you outright dirty card, you. Alright, let's play that. If they have a board wipe, that's fine. The game shall continue. I'm not playing my stuff. I might have to Rankle's Prank, though. Exile non-land permanent that isn't exactly 2 colors. Okay. So they took out the one I probably would not have taken out. But okay. Alright, now it makes more sense. Now it makes more sense. Both of these are problematic. This draws me better cards, though. So you probably want to leave me with Gonti. They do. Correct. Marino. Love to see it. Alright, we steal a card that actually isn't bad. Nice. And, oh right, we can actually play this as the 5-mana demon. And then just play Unholy Annex. That's funny. Because this is a demon. Look at that. Love it. Oh man, we're just drawing so many cards. We're drawing so many cards. It's nuts. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh no, my card. Oh, wait, what? What are we taking? What are we taking? Taking the bacon. You got it. Oh. Wait. No, you want to kill the... Yeah, there you go. They almost blew this up for some reason. Alright, swing. Oh, they gave me full speed. Love it. We steal planes. Do I play planes? Vein Ripper is a problem for my opponent. But you know what else is a problem? Them losing their whole hand, so... Oh, and losing 4 life. So we're going to do that. Get rid of you and you. And then play this. And then play this. Sweet. Is this still triggered? It still would see these two, I think, right? Oh, I guess we can't tell now, but yeah, I think I still see two. What do I name with this? Demon? I probably want to name Phyrexian. I actually genuinely don't know. That's a tiny box. I'm going to removal spell it. Yeah, I think I'm going to name Phyrexian. Phyrexian. And we're going to play Phyrexian. My opponent's not going to play their commander. Because they don't want to get hit by Gix and then immediately lose. Nope. Sounds about right. I have actually quite a few options. I will just windmill slam this card, actually. Play the Guzzler. Play the card that wins the game if they don't counter it. Okay, they actually didn't have a removal spell in response. That is weird. I mean, just a 2-mana removal spell then, yep. Engines are a-goin'. Okay, what does this do? So, do I plus first, or do I dump my hand? I guess I'll try to dump my hand first. Alright, well, I'm doing the draw 2 cards a thing. A turn. Okay, my opponent blew up their own Phyrexian arena, which to me is a little bit completely outright insane. Let's dodge a counterspell. Oh man, and this card is just so good. This card is just so good. Skiddly-dee-dee-dee-dum. Let's play random card. And another random card. Opponent is getting the smackdown. Yep, get wrecked. Like, smooth brain beeline towards... I thought you said Italy was in Hell Q. What is this? What is this? What is this? Gas Guzzler, okay. Can we go a game without Lantern Rails? Cool, we actually can? No way. Take the Scrap Order? Ketramos seems like the... Yeah, well, Ketramos is the best. That's not... I don't think there's a... even the slightest question about that at all. It's just by far the best. Tiny Bones could be relevant this game, actually. Actually, both of these are. I'm not getting rid of the land, though, so... Alright. Goodbye, Tiny Bones. So a removal spell keeps me in this game. I actually drew a removal spell. No way. Come on, we gotta get there. We have to get there. Please. Yes! Yeah! Yeah, taste it. Get wrecked. Get absolutely wrecked. You a Tully player. Oh my goodness, we did it. We did it. Okay. So, standard, even with this new set, removal is at a, like, Omega level premium, right? The black-white commander, Ketramos, has black and white removal spells and exile spells and all that jazz, so it's doing what this is kind of doing, or just mono black in general. So that's probably the best commander, just throw that out there. I think Ketramos is just the best. But for what this is doing, it's actually kind of nice. If you have engines even at like 2, honestly even 1, you don't feel that bad, but 2, 3, 4, there's a lot of life being paid in this deck to draw cards, right? Like, standard right now is all in on paying life to draw cards for black, and that's cool. That's black likes to do that, so it's kind of cool. For the new cards in general, they're okay. Start your engines, ooh, is kind of a neat mechanic. You know, it's like temp the one ring or whatever, you just rack it up a little. When I play this and it doesn't get counterspelled, you really, if it dies before you get to your end step, it's so miserable. It's so miserable. But there were a lot of times where I did feel as though it was reasonable to actually dodge that happening. So my opponent's tapped out, and I play this on turn 6 or 7 or something, and I draw that way, instead of playing it on curve and having it die and do stone cold nothing. It's also a demon, so it works with Unholy Annex, which is huge, right? That's actually really nice that those two things play with each other quite nice. Shieldred was insanely important in quite a few matchups, because again, we're paying so much life that the life gain that this provides is just lets you continue the engine, right? No pun intended. For the most part, the strongest cards, which, you know, it's not a surprise, every format's going to have this happen, but, like, the established cards that are already been in the game are probably your absolute powerhouse that allow this to exist, right? Like, our entire, basically, the 3-mana slot is just drawing cards, and drawing more than one card a turn. And if it wasn't for the prospect of drawing more than one card a turn, this would kind of be terrible. If it was your only way to draw cards, it would just, I don't think it would really function at all. I did not feel as though I needed more ways to start my engines. You have to, like, get a card in play that has that text, like this land or something, to begin the life loss thing. Otherwise, all the life your opponent's losing in turns before you do that doesn't count towards the engines. So you do need one of those, and I really think I had enough ways to do that. Like, Gas Guzzler in turn 1 is obviously by far the best thing, because then I poke them and the engine's going, and the opponent has to deal with this 2-1, which is really kind of annoying for some opponents. Did I have Bloodghast in here? I did not, but Bloodghast is here, so you could play Bloodghast. It doesn't really matter until your opponent's under, like, 10 life, or 11, I think it's 10 and down, which to me is Otherwise, it's just a 2-1 that can't block, and while sometimes you can poke your opponent repeatedly with it and get over the finish line, or at least get the engine going, I don't really think a 2-1 is that ideal. I also don't really have any vehicles in here, right? That's the other half of this new sets kind of thing it's doing, but I don't really like any of the vehicles. Did I type that right? Yeah, like most of this is standard, right? This is not set specific. most of the vehicles in Standard to me are not really that exciting, like at all. Like even the new ones and all that jazz. Now again, this is mono black. It's the first commander I've played. There's 4 other colors in this set to be playing, but I just like none of the vehicles are really good to me. I mean, not really. I don't even know if I've seen any vehicles from any opponents except Hazoret. I think Hazoret played like the mono red, well, obviously mono red, but the red exhaust one that like puts a counter on itself or something. I think that was the only vehicle I saw, and it probably just in my opponent's deck because it's a new card. Vehicles in Standard just don't. I mean, even in other formats, not really there, right? And that's fine. That's okay. I'm not saying you can't play them, but for the most part, like I could play this one and just take out the the starting column. I could just put this in there. Like, yay, I got a vehicle, but it's not like I need a vehicle. The vehicle synergies weren't really there for the speed demon, in my opinion. It would have been very cool if the speed demon was a vehicle. I think that would actually have been totally fine if this was a vehicle and had crew 2 or 3 or something, or 3 or 4, let's say. That would have been fine, right? I wouldn't have had a problem with that at all. Just a vehicle demon. But it's not. And yeah, just the amount of life I lost with this commander, the amount of life I paid, I could have probably at least played the last ride. This isn't impossible, right? It is another way to draw cards. It is a vehicle itself. It can, you know, hide from sweepers and then come out of the vehicle zone, or the artifact zone, I guess, and swing for, like, lethal, because there are a lot of board wipes in Standard Brawl. So that would be a huge selling point of this card. And the fact that it's probably going to become a creature at some point in the game because you're paying, again, so much life. So you could probably put this in here and not feel too bad. Actually, you know what? I will put it in here. I'll put it in here for the deck list I upload, because I do think it's okay. It's an okay card. Death Shadow in vehicle form is probably okay here. And it draws cards, right? It draws cards. It draws them kind of slowly, but that's the name of the game in Standard, drawing cards. Phyrexian Obliterator is extremely good against the red decks. That never lined up right for me. There wasn't really anything I felt bad about. Like, this as a removal spell was kind of fine. It almost always kills what you target. I mean, you're not going to cast it if it's not going to kill something, but it turns itself online very quickly. And in multicolored decks where maybe you have fetch lands, I don't know about Standard, but like this is always just online. It's like another 2 mana removal spell at sorcery speed. It's like Dreadbore or whatever. It's fine. Kills vehicles, whoop-de-doo. The Hour of Victory was nice. It's just a search a library for a card. You know, it cuts the mana requirement in half. It's not a 5-mana tutor. It's like a 3 for a 2/2, and then it's a demonic tutor later. That's cool. I didn't hate that. There's the Skeleton Detective Saga enchantment too. That's probably maybe better or just as good. I don't know. But I wasn't dissatisfied with this as a commander just because it can live. It can live in a turn in which you finagle it to live, and then you can draw some cards. You know, if it was like a 6 mana or 7 mana 7/7, then you start to feel really bad about it. But this really can. There's windows where you just have to find to cast it safely, and I think that's okay. It does sort of feel like a plan B, or maybe like plan A 0.5 or something. It did not ever feel like, oh, I'm just going for this 5/5 every game and drowning my opponents in cards. Like, that's not an ideal scenario that you're going to see a lot in the games. And I don't think playing 15 1-drops, a bunch of 2-drops and 3-drops, right? Just like creatures for days, swinging at your opponent and then hoping this lives the turn you cast it to gas back up. That doesn't seem as good to me as what I was doing here, but who knows? But let me know what you thought about it. I will definitely be playing a boatload of the new commanders of this set, all the legendary creatures, and hopefully, beyond that, actual cards of the set in my decks. That's why we're playing standard, so I can at least force a fair amount of the new set in the deck instead of like, oh, it's a green commander, so it's the same 99. Maybe there's 2 new cards. Like, no, I want to play with more than that. And if there's 6 sets a year, that means every 8 weeks, we get a new set of cards. So standard Brawl might actually be the way to go. You know, I have no problem shifting into either Brawl format, but as it stands, I think standard is looking promising with the amount of cards we're getting jammed down our throat over the course of this year, or I guess just moving forward in general. It's just every 8 weeks. I don't even know if I can keep up personally. Probably not, with just being a free-to-play player. It's probably just going to be a problem playing standard. But who knows? Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. See you, chat. Have a good night. Hope you enjoyed your Super Bowl. I sure did. And, yep, that's all I got. See you.